second order derivative. Now what do we mean by second order derivative? We will take this question number 1 of exercise 5.7 to understand this particular concept. What actually we mean by second order derivative means differentiating whatever we have differentiated first. Again we say it is second order derivative. We write it as d square y by dx square. So this will come out to be 2. 2x, the derivative will be 2. The derivative for 3 will be 0. We represent it as y1 or y dash. Similarly, this is represented as y dash or y2 or d square y by dx square. Just remember, what does it mean? D of dx of what? dy by dx. So that is why it is d square y by dx square, right? So moving on to question number 3. Question number 2 is simpler question. Everybody can try that. So this is x cos x. The derivative will be, if I use product rule, x as it is. Derivative for cos x is sin x plus cos x. Now if I differentiate it again, I have to use product rule here again. So it will be x as it is. Derivative for sin x is cos x plus sin x as it is. Derivative for x is 1. So this will be the answer for the second derivative. Right? Then moving on to question number 6. Again, question number 4 is simple, 5 is simple. Question number 6 says, so we have EX. I have handpicked those questions which I feel students will face difficulty. So if I use product rule, EX as it is, derivative for sin 5x will be cos 5x into 5 by chain rule plus sin 5x as it is, EX derivative is EX. Now if we want to take common and then differentiate, we can, like this. It will be easy for us. So we will write it like this, taking EX common. Now if I differentiate it again, what will I get? Let me write it here. So what will I get over here? So this will be product rule. So EX as it is, the derivative for this will be minus sin 5x. 5x will give me 5, so 5 into 5 will be 25, plus for sin 5x will be cos 5x and into 5, plus the derivative for EX is EX. So this particular thing will be as it is, right? So this is how we write our answer. Then moving on to question number 11, where what we have to do, a particular relation is given. So question number 11 says we have a particular relation. These are the type of questions which are usually asked in exam. So we have to prove that y2 plus y is equal to 0. So it means we have to find the second derivative. To find the second derivative, I need to find the first derivative. So if I find the first derivative, it will be 5 minus sin x minus 3 cos x, right? Now if I differentiate it again, so let me differentiate it again. So this will be 5 cos x minus plus 3 sin x. So if I take common from this minus sin, what will I get? Just see. Compare it with the original question. I'll get the original question. So y2 plus y is 0. So these are the type of questions where sometimes from the given equation we obtain from the given expression we obtain the equation that we have to prove, and sometimes we have to put it in the left hand side and prove the right hand side. So it depends on the variety of question that you are getting. Suppose now the next question is question number 12. It says what you have y is equal to cos inverse x. This is question number 12. We have to express, find d square y by dx square in terms of y alone. So to find it in terms of y alone, I'll just write it as x is equal to cos y. So if I differentiate with respect to x, this will be 1 is equal to sin y, the derivative cos y, the derivative is minus sin y, and the derivative of y is dy by dx, right? So dy by dx will come out to be as 1 upon minus sin y, that is cosec y, right? So moving on to further, d square y by dx square will be plus cosec y into cot y. So we have expressed, and the derivative of y will be dy by dx. I'll put the value of dy by dx. Don't forget this dy by dx. This is again very important. We have to write the value of dy by dx as this. So this will be minus, final answer will be minus cosec square y into cot y, right? Question number 13. This is the type of question which is usually asked in exam. So what is we have to prove? Y is given and we have to prove x square y2. y2 means the second derivative, y1 means the first derivative. So we will find the first derivative of the expression. So 3 cos theta means minus 3 sin theta, and by chain rule the derivative for log x is 1 upon x. Similarly here it will be 4 cos log x, and the derivative for log x will be x. The moment you see anything in the denominator, take it to the other side. So I will write it as xy1 minus 3 sin log x plus 4 cos log x, right? Now differentiating again, we have to use product rule here. X as it is, derivative for y1 is y2, then y1 derivative for x is 1. y1 means first order derivative, that is dy by dx. If you have to write the derivative of dy by dx, it will be d square y by dx square, right? Over here it will be sin x, derivative is cos log x, the derivative for log x will be 1 upon x. Similarly here it will be minus 4 sin log x, the derivative for log x will be 1 upon x, right? Now x again I will take to other side, so it will be x square y2 plus x y1. Observe here, if you take minus common, what expression you are getting, just see if you can compare it with the original question. Are we getting the original expression back? Yes, that's why. So x square y2 plus x y1 plus y is equal to 0. This is what we have to prove. This is very helpful in the chapter differential equation as well. So keep on practicing this particular thing. Moving on to question 14. Okay, so question number 14. Now what we have, just observe, in the previous two questions we got the solution or the equation from the given expression. Now just see, when we have E and mx, nx and a and b, four different constants, will we be able to resubstitute the expression? Let's see. So if I find a derivative over here, this is constant, so it will be as it is, derivative for ex is ex and derivative for mx will be m by chain rule. Similarly here it will be b n e n x. I don't have anything in the denominator, so cannot take anything. Let's differentiate it again. So it will be a e mx, then derivative for mx will be m, so it will come out as m square. Similarly this will be n square e nx, right? Now over here just observe, in the right hand side I cannot take anything common, neither I can substitute anything. So what I will do, I will just put the value of y1, y2 and y in the given expression, solve it up and see whether you are getting it as 0 or not. So this is one of the next trick. First trick is, when we solve an expression we get back the original question. Next trick is, if we don't get any expression, what we'll do, we'll put it in the right hand side, left hand side or right hand side depending on the question, and prove the result, right? Moving on to question number 15. What we have, question number 15 again is on the same line, so everyone can try. It is like this: 500 e7x plus 600 e ki power minus 7x. So what we have to show, that y2 is equal to 49y. So again we will differentiate. So this is y1. So 500 into 7 e7x, exactly on the same lines. 600 into minus 7 e minus 7x, with the difference that these two are same with the difference of sign. So if I differentiate it again, what we will get? 500, so 7 into 7 will be 49 e7x, plus this will be 600, minus 7 into minus 7 will be 49 e minus 7. Over here what I observe, I can take 49 common, but in the previous question it was n square, they were different, so we were not able to take anything common. So here if I take 49 common, whatever is left within the bracket is the original expression, right? So original expression means I can write it as 1. So hence the result. On to question number 16. Now what is given? Ey x plus 1 is equal to 1. We have to prove y2 is equal to y1 whole square, right? So if we differentiate this by product rule, it will be ey as it is, x plus 1 derivative is 1, plus then further derivative for ey will be ey, derivative for y will be dy by dx, and this will be x plus 1, derivative for 1l will be 0, right? So in place of this particular thing, ey into x plus 1, can I write 1 from the original question? Yes, of course. So it will be ey plus dy by dx is equal to 0. So dy by dx is what? Minus ey. Now if I differentiate it again, so it will be d square y by dx square, it will be minus ey, derivative of y will be dy by dx. So we have to prove this particular result. So in place of ey by minus e ki power y, I will just write dy by dx over here. So what will I get? Dy by dx whole square. This is what I have to prove, right? Now question number 17, again important question. These are the type of questions which are usually asked in exam. So y is equal to tan inverse x whole power square. So I will tell you certain trick. You have to do by that particular trick only. So by chain rule, power first, then the function, and then the angle, right? Whatever you have in the denominator, take it to the other side. Very important. And then differentiate by product rule. So 1 plus x square as it is, derivative of y1 is y2, y1 as it is, derivative of 1 is 0, x square is 2x, then 2 tan inverse 1 upon x square. Just cross multiply, you will get the original question that you, or the expression that you have to prove. So it will be 1 plus x square whole square y2 plus 2xy1 with 1 plus x square is equal to 2, right? So with this, keep on practicing differentiation. Very important. Stay at home, stay healthy.